completely different show is needed. And I agree with you on what you both guys agreed on yesterday, that we shouldn't be ignoring things of the spiritual. Like when you tell somebody who is in a church, they say, "Oh no, don't. These are demonic. Don't talk about it." Well, it is a spiritual warfare.
Yeah, there's nothing
Uh,
wrong with talking about it. I don't see nothing wrong with talking about anything.
um,
I mean, I think it's foolish, to be honest. Like, I'll take it that extra step further. It's like when we were at war with England, for someone to say, "Hey, redcoats are over there," and someone to say, "Hey, don't talk about redcoats. We don't talk
They're
about
here.
redcoat." Well, that doesn't mean the redcoats don't exist, people.
oh my God, guys! Oh my God! Oh my God! I just saw a very big comet falling down, and it was green.
Did you
Oh
record
my!
it?
Oh my God! Oh no, it was completely out of sight. Oh my
Oh,
God! And it was
I didn't see it.
crashing. It was coming vertically, and I saw it go behind the mountain.
Oh,
I didn't.
I see. You saw it only. Okay.
I gotta
Oh,
say, I'm with Stump on this, Achilles. Pictures, or
oh,
it didn't happen.
yeah, yeah.
No, wait a
Uh,
minute. But as we're talking
th-
about spiritual entities, that happens as well. It's like at the same time, at the exact same
ain't
time,
that
you say, "Oh my
ain't
God."
that funny? Ain't that funny? Because I have never seen such an object fall with my eyes. I've seen falling stars. I've seen different things, but that I've never seen it like that, getting so green.
You even knew the color, huh? It was green. Hmm.
Can we see Mars that far away?
Actually, let me see where Mars is. Let me wait another 20 seconds for this. Actually, Stephen, did you happen to watch a little bit earlier before you arrive?
No, I haven't watched any of this today.
Okay, so
I
go.
I just got done rewatching Larry's stream from the other night.
Okay, go a little back on YouTube to see a better view of Jupiter, because we just zoomed out. We were zoomed in double that.
I'll be right back.
All right.
No need for sound, just to see the better view.
Oh, I see you guys focused on Saturn.
Yeah. Oh no, you don't go that back. I was
I'm
alone.
looking at everything.
Yeah.
That's a
Then
nice picture of Saturn.
I turn to Neptune. So what I'm gonna try to do is to create a thumbnail for this show with all the objects that were in the show,
Ah, that would be cool.
instead of the fake ones that the one that I have right now, which is fake ones. But anyway,
We're gonna have to make a intro video if you're up for it, and I can make a thumbnail for a new Sunday show.
I put your intro here, just so you know.
No, I'm fine with that. I mean, we have a new show starting with a lady named Shelly. She's
Uh
from
huh.
a
Uh
women's
huh.
ministry,
And
and
I
she's
heard
going to
that.
be doing a show on Mondays after Awake.
I heard that yesterday, and I'm very happy to hear it. I love this ministry, and I want to see like 50 people. By the way, I did share the video on my channel, and every like I get, which are not much, it should be like 6 or 7 now. Um, 4 to 5 subscribers came by. I'm not sure they came from me, but I hope they did. I hope they did. So, this is the view that we had of Jupiter, but I don't know why, and I forgot to check. Let me press again here. I heard the beep. You can't hear the beep, but I can. Um, come back,
I
come back.
actually did hear the beep.
You can hear this beep?
I have impeccable hearing and amazing eyesight and lack of common sense.
um, Let me see if this is gonna be any worthy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Too much brightness. And I also don't like this box. And it has to do with the capturing process, which I just forgot, which means that probably this capture too is is gonna have this problem. Let's see. Darn! I've been doing anything in my power to get the moons just as I'm doing now. And the set today the settings of this program reset for some reason I didn't know. I don't understand why. They reset. So I had to sit down and add all my settings again. And that is probably a setting I missed. That why it's capturing.
I'm not
all-
the only one who heard the beep, by the way. Based Theory in the comment section said that he also heard it.
Okay, but this time, thank you. But this time I'm not gonna continue because we have another problem. The problem is that we're actually recording vertically, and I don't know which setting that is because I don't remember it anywhere. So let's see here. Oh, what? I want you recording at share, but I need to check the settings and see why that happened. Filters, layout, shortcuts, log settings, capture settings, capture counter, capture fits. I should. I had to do every setting again, and that is probably something I missed, and I don't even see it around. Hardware, no. Preview, no. Image, no. General layout. So anyway, I can either focus on doing other things or actually find it. But anyway, let's leave Jupiter where he is right now and show you some results from yesterday on Awake Show before you get home. It was on not on capture, it shouldn't be on results. So yeah, I pulled that picture yesterday.
The blue
That
dot.
that blue dot is Uranus.
It's not my anus, it's your anus.
I didn't say anus. I said Uranus. You have to learn to spell it, and then the joke goes away. To
Uranus?
pronounce Uranus. Yes, that
I
is the
don't
correct
know.
way.
I feel like the joke is better though.
And
Uranus.
Scott made some great comments yesterday. I read them later and was laughing so hard. And he also said that it's all gas. Uranus is all gas, and I don't want to be there. I also pulled that one yesterday. Ah, you know,
Very nice. I
but
want to know this. If Jupiter is just a ball of gas,
uh-huh.
why didn't it explode in the Big Bang? You would think that an explosion that affected the entire universe might ignite the giant ball of gas.
And that giant ball of gas is 78% hydrogen.
So it would make a boom.
I have an answer. The answer is that it wasn't created then. It was created much, much later. But there is another big question. Why do we keep crashing objects to it?
What do you mean?
It is 75% hydrogen. And you throw something to burn in the atmosphere? So there was a situation back then, back in the day where I believed science. It was called the Lucifer Project. And they were saying that what they are doing, and they are crashing satellites into Jupiter, they were trying to create a second sun. They wanted to ignite it. And there is a film which is called 2001 Odyssey that shows that. And
Have you seen that movie Messiah 2030?
No. I believe in the Messiah 2030 or 28 to be exact, but not the movie. No.
I think you need to see it's on YouTube. You need to see it. It's Messiah 2030, and it gives the best argument for 2030 I have ever heard.
Okay, that's very interesting. We said this earlier, but I was alone, so let me repeat it for you. This is the asteroid belt, and they say that together with this one, which is the Oort cloud, this is where the comets are coming from. They are bouncing with each other, and then at some point, one of them leaves and gets pulled by the sun and stuff like that. Okay. Now that you were watching Jupiter for all this time, did you see any rocks in between you and Jupiter?
No.
Nobody ever has in the history of mankind. So if you go to Wikipedia and you put asteroid belt, you will read that it got theorized at some point. Oh, good. Since it got theorized, then let's add it to all astronomical programs and just call it science.
Mm-hmm.
But it has never been proven. And if it was there, I should see it of man between Saturn or Jupiter. We have never seen a single rock other than the moons that we've seen tonight. Actually, mentioning that, let me show you the moons.
I want to see Mars. Show me the big red rock.
First off, here's a
I want
moon.
to see Earth, flat Earth.
Here's Ganymede, and here are the other two. I think it should be, I don't know, it's not Io, because Io, I think, is on the back.
Oh, Achilles, that is such a stupid moon. Our moon is way better.
Ain't
Show me
it?
Mars.
Much cooler. So to show you Mars, first off, I need to verify where Mars is.
How much bigger is our moon?
You are not going to see Mars even if you had X-rays and you could see through the sun, because
Hey.
that's where it is right now.
I have another question that maybe you could ask. Now, I realize you don't believe this, but this is the scientific consensus. And coming that you have a scientific degree, you probably know their answer. So that's what I'm looking for.
Mhm.
The theory is that our moon is so large because Earth collided with another planet that was much larger than us,
Mhm.
and that planet was destroyed, and we were left with its moon. Is that correct?
Mhm.
What I want to know,
By correct, you mean that's what they say?
well, that's
Yes.
the consensus, right?
The consensus, yes.
So my question is if Earth, which is primarily water, I think it's what, 90% water,
Mhm.
collided with a much bigger planet, why were we left standing and they were broken up into pieces? That doesn't make sense. Can you make sense to that for me?
The consensus is that we didn't have water yet. We were at the process of evolving from a rock, and that explosion reshaped like the ball, the mass of thing that, and then it went back to being a ball. How? Gravity.
Well, what I don't get then is if we were just a little rock, that means the water was somewhere. So
No.
let's say it was under the
No.
crust.
No.
No?
No.
There was just
all,
no water. We were just a little rock.
all the 90% of the water that exists on this planet came from comets. Like blitz, 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 blitz.
Shut up. That's
Yeah.
the consensus.
Yes.
Oh man, I can't even answer them seriously anymore when they laugh at Noah's Ark, because they believe that a big rock hit a little rock, and then a bunch of meteors caused that little rock, which should have broken up against the big rock. Like, come on.
I mean, how many comets brought all that water here? How many comets?
I don't know. It's remarkable.
That's like firing with a minigun of comets, like all the time.
That's why it would take billions of years for this crap to work.
Yep.
Here's the
Let me-
issue. Even if I conceded and gave billions of years, I still don't think it would work.
And because that was a very good question, and you heard this very good answer, I hope it is you are satisfied. Don't ask more because you're not a scientist. So, and even if you have a scientific degree, is it from an accredited university? I actually want to say out loud here because I have a lot of frenemies, but I'm doing good with them. Like if you watched Missing Mod, so I actually gave a lot of respect to my friend Aiden because he knew a lot about the history of Greece. And when Mr. Claude said something about the Greek army, I went back there to tell him how stupid he is, but Aiden did. And he explained to him how we delayed Hitler in contrast to other countries. Anyway, I just want to point out that I had an invitation from JPL.
Hold on one second. Base theory. This is pretty much just believers tonight. We host atheists once a week or once every 2 weeks. If you want to come on and defend this claim on one of those nights, that would be great. But right now, we're just believers hanging out and poking fun at this ridiculous theory. You're welcome to hang out in the comments, though. Best of luck, bud. Proceed.
Let me see if I got the theory of the water right before we move on. The comets came and crashed into the Earth one at a time, and they brought water with them. Is that right?
Depends on who you ask.
Just one of the theories.
Others say there were many comets between a big period of time. Others say it was like thousands of comets all together. But it is comets.
Interesting.
And I don't know, man. The Marianas Trench is so deep. That's a lot of comets.
You know what? I was just told today from someone with experience from the Navy that the Mariana Trench is not even the deepest part of the ocean. Like when they ping the Mariana Trench, they get a ping. When they ping other parts of the ocean, they don't get anything back, which tells us that those parts are even deeper. We just don't talk about it.
And much of the water is locked up in the ice.
And I get the theory that you can fill a bucket one drop of water at a time. But that's a lot of time to fill the Earth.
That's a lot of water, man. I mean, can't they come up with a better theory? So, next question from me now. Can you see here how close the moon is to the Earth?
Yeah.
Which object of the solar system could you fit between the two?
None of those.
None of those. Could you like fit Saturn?
No, dude, I believe in miracles, but that's a tall order. No.
Could you fit Jupiter?
No.
Who wants to do the math?
I don't even have to do the math to tell you that don't add up.
Because if the moon was not so close to the Earth and it was like here where I'm pointing the mouse, okay, right here. Well, not on the orbit of Venus, but further away. If it was further away, then every time it was coming at the side of the sun, the gravitational pull of the sun is way stronger than the Earth's. So it has to be very close to the Earth for it to go close to the sun and then being pulled by the Earth and not being affected by the sun. Do we agree?
But doesn't mass equal gravity pull, or do I not have that right? I mean, because the sun is not a solid. It's
holding the whole solar system together. So
I don't know that we know it's not a solid, right?
Let me explain. Do you see these objects out here?
Mm-hmm.
It's the sun that is keeping them together. Yeah.
The pull of the sun, the gravity pull. We don't even know how gravity works. We just know
that it's there.
When they realize that doesn't even make sense, Einstein came along and said, "Oh no, it's not gravity. It is the warping of space."
Space time.
Well, what I love is anytime we don't have an answer, we can just chop it up to it was affected by dark matter or
Yeah,
dark energy.
that's the newest thing
Yeah.
because the other theories failed too, and now we came up with the dark matter, and now it's all solved. Every unanswered question is a
Dark
dark
matter.
is a dark question mark. Yes. Oh, yeah, dark matter. I even
Well,
heard it.
tell me about dark matter. We can't. Oh, so
Let
you don't
me let
know.
me
Well,
let
it's not fair to say you don't know about the most important thing in the universe that you
let
don't even know exists.
and we can't see it either. Let me just give you the answer for the moon and the earth. You see how close they are here? Bitty, 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 bitty. All right, like it's one object. Okay, so if you take the math down, you can fit between the earth and the moon Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Venus, Mars, every other rock in the solar system, and you've just covered half the distance of the earth to the moon.
Hmm.
And that's math. The distance is 354,000 kilometers, which should be like 180,000 miles. And if you add the diameters of all the objects, you make it to 90,000 miles. So, science, biatch. I'm
Wow.
sorry. I'm sorry, but if you don't do math, it's no science.
Let me just address the comment section really quick. Base theory, the reason you cannot come on, because I have a soft spot for atheists, is because I asked you if you knew Jesus yet, and your reply was who? And my reply back to you was Christ Jesus, which I feel like everyone on the earth has heard about at least. And your reply was never heard of him. So that tells me you're not really looking. And the only atheists who are welcomed on the panel are ones that we sincerely believe are looking. And you just don't meet that criteria. So you'll have to reserve your comments for Atheist Night, and that just is what it is, bud.
And you have my full agreement on that.
So, although these objects are orbiting around the sun, is it still a level playing field? Because it looks like there's a grid pattern here. I guess I mean, I understand to show what's going on, but this is it's still a surface, right? Like this is nothing comes out this like
There
things are
are
going
objects.
say counterclockwise, just to say around it, just for
Yeah,
argument.
there are objects that come up and down. One of them
Okay.
is the goddess of chaos and discord. And if we could see the orbit and Pluto, you see that they're not exactly. They are finding their way to the level.
I mean, 'cause even what looks like chaos, right? What they say comes from a big bang has order to it.
And it's an order that is not getting broken. Like this is very, very against the theory. Actually, if you have an explosion, everything goes away from that explosion. There is no
Mhm.
way for things to go and find themselves again. So
In all directions as well. I mean,
all directions. So I can understand how you can create a solar system by ignoring all the assumptions at the beginning of the Big Bang. But when millions and billions of years have passed, I mean, billions and millions after the dot, how did they all get together again? Like, hey, you, can you come over here? We're building a
Well,
solar system.
and they
Right.
move the goalpost whenever they please. I'll give you a perfect example. Before Base Theory was on here with Aiden, and they both agreed and told me that the Big Bang, the consensus is just the rapid expansion of the universe, and it's possibly maybe even eternal. And when Aiden was on the other day with Atheist Junior, they both agreed that the Big Bang is the start of the universe. So here we have two extremes of the same coin that Aiden's giving us, and so they don't even know.
And this is what science does too. When you reach that point where they can't make any more sense, they add a new factor in, and they're asking you, "Are you the scientist?"
Hart, would you be open to a debate? Base wants to come in so bad. Stump, I'm going to let you vote. What say you?
No,
No? Okay.
Because they
I
don't
mean,
run. They don't run. They don't tell us what to do.
there's a good reason for it. We have a specific time set, and we've already started at 10, and it's already 2 hours and 30 minutes, maybe. I
Well,
can't
he
even.
wants to know if you would debate him on his channel sometime.
That I can do. That I can do. But here, right now, we are analyzing something, not debating it, because I've read the same books. I've seen the same documentaries. My favorite man alive was Sagan. I'm sorry. And then I grew up. So going back to kindergarten and and hear again that they are scientists and they know better, I can do it on another time, on another show. But right now we are analyzing how they have created this big lie for one reason, to hide God.
Well, so Base, if you want to come in, I won't let you on the panel, but you can be in the back long enough so that you and Achilles can exchange information, and that way you guys can set up a debate.
So I'm gonna take a second off. Should I cap the telescope, because as long as we are talking about other things, I didn't want it to collect humidity because we're gonna turn now to Uranus.
It's not the
Let me
same.
let me ask you something. Why do you pick Jupiter? Why is it like your favorite planet? Because it's the best one to look at, or I mean, it's
Amen.
like
That's it.
okay.
That's it. I didn't.
I mean, it
What do you
seems the
mean?
moon would be closer, right? I mean, our moon
I
would
actually
be.
would love to see a nice, expensive
Telescope.
telescope. Yeah, telescope image of the moon. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd like to see the flag they put on there. I'd like to see that.
On our last show, the previous astronomical night, we turned to the moon later on, but we were very focused on the discussion. But it comes out, actually, I think that now it will come out early in the morning. We don't even have it for now, but maybe in 5 days we can focus on our Selene.
That'd be cool.
And Achilles, if you want to go in the private chat real quick and grab that email, and you can shoot him over an email or something, and that way you
Okay.
guys can get together for a debate. I'd like to see that as well.
Okay, good. But the thing is, can my friend please tell my friends while I go and bring me a coffee, what exactly would he like to debate? Because why I'm saying that is because what I am actually presenting tonight and other nights are flaws and errors, not exactly stating, but showing problems. If you want somebody to actually debate, there are professionals on the subject, and I can tell you where to go. I am dedicating my time on God's word and the truth, and not on the lies. So there are channels like Jeranism and Globebusters, and I would love somebody debating them. But if you just want to beat me and feel like you've won something, I'm nobody. I'm, in case he knows the game Doom, there was one weapon there called the BFG. I will tell you what the BF and the G is, and you will suspect what the F is. It's big gun. So all I am is one guy on his balcony with the BFG. And when you see that in Doom, you run. You don't go to the BFG and be like, hey, look, I have a railgun. It doesn't care. So that's what I'm here to present, some views and some discussions, which I haven't even done yet. We haven't talked about the refocusing issue. But still, I don't mind visiting, but I hate wasting time. I would like people to do the research, like hear the things from somebody and say, wait a minute, let me check it out. Did he just say that I can fit all of these objects between the Earth and the Moon? Let me go do the math. If they would do that, we wouldn't need to debate. But what they want is to prove him wrong because we are smart. Well, I've been to a university. I have a scientific degree. I had an offer to go to JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is um, NASA's university, and I rejected it. I didn't have these views when I rejected it. I just wanted to come back to my country, and I did.
I'll tell you what, if I spent the majority of my time in America in California, I would also want to go back to whatever country I came from.
Brother, yeah, I went off the plane and I was kissing the ground. I'm not joking. So bye bye, Jupiter. We are turning to Uranus, and if we are lucky enough to find it immediately, we're gonna discuss about something interesting. Now, my friend, thank you for the offer. I have your email, and I will contact you. But I would like you to answer the thing I addressed.
He answered in the comments. He says, I'd like to debate all the flaws you're bringing up. Yeah, I have debated flat earthers many times. I am open to debating everyone and anyone. Yes, I would like to debate you on all the flaws and problems. It doesn't need to be formal. We can go point by point.
Oh, sorry. I was looking for something else to bring this up so I can find the object. Yeah. Okay. But my issue with that, what they will call like fear, and I don't care, is that I'm here at the Proverbs guys to tell them a couple of things because they don't have a telescope and this background and have done this research than I have, not to actually debate with people who have debated flat earthers and still haven't learned. So it's like a complete waste of my time. But anyway, I mean, even the discussions with my brother P-Town go back to do the research, bro. It's not like, and now sit down with somebody who is an atheist and he doesn't even see that there is a creator in the world and debate him right before Jesus arrives. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a bore. That's all. But yeah, I could come. I could come. Now, I'm gonna try uh, giving you the view of Uranus, but it is so high up that I'm tilting my neck badly. But here I am. Okay. If
All
you see,
right, but I'll just tell you, if you don't show us the moon, I will not believe that it exists.
there was a scientist in the past who checked some mathematics and said, I don't see the moon because I don't see it in my equations. And if it shouldn't be there, it's not there. I don't even see it. Oh, it was very interesting. So if you see any object on the screen, let me know.
I don't
Did-
believe that conspiracy. However, I do
No,
believe
it's
this.
there. It's there.
I know. I believe that the moon is its own independent light source.
I agree there.
I don't believe it's just a reflection of the sun
I agree there and want to tell the people why.
because the Bible says so.
Um, so anyone that is watching this can do an experiment themselves. And if they do that, then we will call them scientists. But if they don't do experiments themselves, they are not scientists. They are repeaters of dogma. dogma that if you dare attacking, people will come and say, "I will debate you. I will debate you." So take a thermometer and take it out in the sun. Okay, not don't take it out of the sun. You know what happens if you take it out in the sun, right? I hope you do.
No, I've never just walked around the front yard with a thermometer.
So if you take a thermometer at the sun and then put it on a shade, what happens to the temperature, brother Stephen?
I would assume that it would lower.
Yep. And then people assume that the same thing happens with the moonlight. But the opposite happens with the moonlight. If you have it on the moonlight, the temperature is lower. When you take it to a shadow and the moonlight doesn't see it anymore, the temperature rises. And there is a very good explanation for that. It is not the same light reflected from the sun. It is a cold light and not a warm light. Like when you go to buy a lamp for your house, they say, "Do you want it cold or do you want it warm?" And that's what it is. It's a different light.
Yeah, it's true because the LED bulbs are not as hot as the old what was it called? Filament bulbs, whatever, with the firmament in the middle. Those produce heat. The new LED lights don't produce heat like that.
Did you guys happen to see any object on the monitor while I am trying to find it?
No.
You I just seen a
So,
black screen.
so
I
I
do
think
see little blinking dots. I'm assuming that those are stars.
nope. This is
Satellites.
this is noise.
Space dust.
That's
Noise, noise.
space dust.
It's dark matter. We can actually see it.
It's blinking dark matter. This
Yeah.
has escalated quickly.
But it's cold. It's cold light.
This is noise because I've raised the exposure in the camera so much as to find this object. And at some point right now, you should see it on the monitor, but I'm looking at the finder trying to get it.
What are we trying to find?
Oh, you'll see it.
What amazes me, guys, is how far out of their way atheists will go with science, and using air quotes over science, to avoid the simple answer that God did it.
Yep.
I mean,
As far
Well-
as the end of the earth.
yeah, if we can't find the moon right now, we're going to have to make a proclamation that doesn't exist because I don't see it anywhere.
I will vote for that. I don't see it.
We're going to put that on our website.
I'll just
No, I don't think it's out there.
I'll speed it up. I'll speed the telescope up because I have had real hard time finding right now. Let me know if you see something.
Wait, I see a dot. Wait, go back.
Did you?
Yeah, it was in the bottom right corner. Ah, man. Now it's just darkness again.
It's probably something on your computer screen you saw. Wipe
I hope
it
not.
off.
And now my monitor.
I saw a flash of blue light. Did you see it?
No.
Huh? I saw a blue streak across the. Maybe
I
it's a
was
comet.
blinking right when you said, oh.
Oh, it was on the left. There it is again.
No,
Don't
that's
you see
space
what it-
dust.
Oh,
Or
space
his
dust.
mouse.
Oh, yeah, because it happens twice in the same place. It's planet, not a comet.
It's a
I saw
UFO.
that one. Did you see that one go diagonal?
What are those?
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you guys?
Oh, wait,
saw it.
wait.
Wait.
Bottom right corner. Bottom right corner.
Oh,
we
it's shooting
saw-
around. There it goes back again.
That has to do with the high speed, but at least we found it, and now we're gonna. Okay. Oof.
Space
Speed
worm.
4.
There you go.
That's Uranus.
Well, it sure moves a lot for being Uranus.
Now I'm moving the telescope, so at least we got it centered. Oh my God!
Oh wow.
So, okay. So this is it, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna turn the speed again. Speed to 1 now, which is for this kind of. So this little blue dot is Uranus. In Greek, Uranos. So here's the next funny thing. I did not refocus my telescope. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you both muted, and I was listening to silence, and I
We
didn't
were
know,
listening.
and I didn't know if I got disconnected because I'm not even looking there.
In
So,
America, it is rude to overtalk people unless you're in New York.
oh yeah, I had a real hard time catching up with the speed. I have a proficiency in English, but American is a whole other level, man.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We do speak slower in the South, though.
Now, I want you to see something. Now that you see it shaking like this, is because I am touching the focus knob. Good. I'm gonna turn it, and you're gonna see how easy it is to get out of focus. But let me zoom in for you. We are perfectly focused. Perfectly.
We will agree to disagree.
Oh, you'll see what out of focus is, and you will agree with me. At least now you see that it's a blue marble right there in space. Okay, now I'm gonna touch it and turn it. This is out of focus on this side. Here we are back again. And now we're continuing on, and this is out of focus on the other side. So this is again the best focus that we can get. But we were focused on Jupiter. And if you go to the program here, Jupiter is right here, the Earth is here, Jupiter is here, and Uranus is out there. Like out there, completely out there. Jupiter, Uranus, and the Earth, teeny weeny, with its moon. Oh, blinking. That's awesome. I'm the moon. So there should be some refocusing taking place when you switch from one object to the other. But what you just watched, after like 20 minutes of trying to find it, that when we did find it, it was in focus. And a telescope is like you are you are focusing on a pin on the sky. It is, if the moon was up right now and I turned to the moon, the focus would be slightly off. But if I am to focus on a crater or on the surface, uh, there is different focus. But if I turn to a planet, no matter how far it is, the focus is slightly off. There is one way to explain this, and people that don't understand it and they feel like debating uh, should buy a telescope or a camera, because probably the best focus they know is the autofocus done by their cell phones. But if you buy a camera with a lens, you will see that you cannot have perfect focus at two spots, one of them in front of your face and one of them far away. So I'm trying to remember the word. Okay, yes, firmament, but Hebrew. I think Hebrew. Hebrew. This keyboard of mine is completely done.
Oh boy. No air
Uh,
duster solution, huh?
no, no, it is too much.
What time is Ryan's show?
The problem is too big.
Ryan's show, I think, is at 8:30. No, 7:30. Let me go look. 7:30 or 8:30.
Yeah, we have 2 hours.
Oh, okay. That was 5 o'clock. Okay.
No, he doesn't get off till 5.
So just so you know, any viewer,
His show starts at 7:30.
All right.
You didn't.
The only thing that explains this focusing issue is this picture. No other picture, no other theory can explain why when I am focused on the moon and then I turn to an object, I don't have to refocus.
Stump, I felt in my heart about 15 minutes ago that this is where it was heading. Did you feel that way too?
Yep.
he hustled us. Achilles, you hustled us.
Yeah, I mean, brother, I have a problem with lies. I hate them. And if this was a lie, I wouldn't be mentioning it. But having a big lens and being able to see, again, I will say how this started. I didn't have that cosmology. I was completely taken over by the whole thing that people want to debate me with because they have the same brain that I did back at that day. And I was focused on the moon, and then I turned to Jupiter, and the focus was perfect.
But you realize,
I couldn't.
I'm a bad person to try to convert to flat earthism, and the reason is I really just don't care. So, like, even if you won me over, I wouldn't tell anybody because it's just irrelevant to me.
You can't convert me because I got this chart right here.
Well, the thing is that we are being instructed by our Bible to not love the world, and that it doesn't belong to us, it belongs to a liar. The liar has created a whole cosmology that has to do with disproving the existence of God. And people have fallen for it. They have fallen for it so bad that they attack you when you tell them the truth. And the truth is that we live in a place created by God, and the proof of it are everywhere. But they hide they close our eyes with indoctrination, and we are like, yeah, man, they wouldn't lie to me. They would. Why not? They're lying about everything. There is not a single thing that they've said truth about ever.
I believe that part 100%.
So I'm just gonna try to take a picture. Let's make it many frames because it's very noisy. And I'm gonna go and get some coffee out of the coffee. How do you call that? Coffee maker. All right.
Stump
ready.
Stump makes his coffee in a kettle, and he drinks it hot like a barbarian.
Yeah, I drink it hot too, especially when I'm
Oh my gosh,
outside.
We can't even be friends anymore.
Dude,
I didn't know that about you.
No cream, no sugar.
Chicago. He's in Chicago. Did you expect him to drink cold coffee?
I expected him to drink hot coffee. That's the way you do it. You drink your coffee hot, and then you drink your tea cold with ice.
Why? What did you say? Didn't you say he drinks it hot?
Yeah, he drinks his tea hot like a barbarian.
I make sun tea. Didn't you ever make sun tea in the window?
No. Well,
okay.
I've heard of people doing it, but I've never made sun tea.
I make sun tea and sun coffee too.
I'll be right back, sun people. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, we worship the sun.
No,
I could share my round Earth while he's gone.
Do it.
Don't say nothing. Let me share.
You know what? It might be petty, but one, I love the image of the earth in its round glory. And there's that analogy when God sets your sins apart as far as the east is from the west. Amen. On a round earth that never ends. It just goes
Well, I
around
don't
and
know.
around and
It
around.
kind of meets, don't it?
No,
Yes.
the North and South poles meet. The East from the West never do.
Why not? East and West got to come back around and meet at some point.
You can't ask me the science. That's an offensive question.
They're going to meet. Now,
I'm offended. Who do I report wokeism to?
wait a minute. You're the guys that changed the name to the proper guys and gals.
No, we're not officially changing it. It's
Oh,
still
boy.
Proverbs Guys Ministries, but the gals they'll have their own hangout area.
Good.
Oh man,
I just don't like wokeness. It's a disease. It affects people. I get it.
we're not bringing wokeness into the channel. Why
Yeah,
would
that's
you
true.
associate women with wokeness?
Because you guys said Proverbs guys and gals.
Well, that's
As if that needed to be said. I mean, come on.
Well, we have gals now, and not all of our viewers are American. And in America, it's just well-established fact that guys can refer to a group of men or women, or men and women. In other countries, they don't use guys in a phrase like that, like we do. So it could be confusing for some of our foreign listeners.
What did you say behind my
Oh,
back?
he's back. I got to take this off. Wait a minute.
We were talking about Proverbs Guys and how we have the women's ministries coming in too. So how it's technically now Proverbs Guys and Girls, and Stump was offended.
By the way, though, I don't like the Proverbs girls. I would like it to be gals.
I like
Gals
to do
is so dated though.
I'd like to call them the lesser vessels.
Stump.
Guys and lesser vessels. That's what the Bible describes them as.
You know your mother was a woman, right?
She still was a lesser vessel than my dad. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
That's what the Bible says. I'm not making my own stories up.
The Bible clearly says that when it comes to spiritual matters, they shouldn't have a higher opinion than a man, because she's the one that got fooled by Satan.
Amen.
So that's what it is, though, meaning that if a disagreement comes up, a woman should be able to concede and say, I retract. But other than
like
that, so I just said that in order to fix that little issue.
Well,
That's
the
all.
church are not supposed to teach men either, so let's not forget that.
Well,
I don't care how loud they are.
they're not gonna be just to teach, but to share experiences.
Cooking
If you
tips.
wanna, if
Yeah,
if you
cooking
wanna,
tips. Oh, that's good.
if you wanna hear,
Stop. You've got to stop.
if you wanna hear my true opinion on the matter, they have half the gospel in them, and we have the other half, because we have completely lost control of our heart. We are completely out of touch with the emotional aspect of the gospel, and they are better connected to their hearts. So
Yep.
there are a lot of things. I know what you're thinking now.
Yeah, we
You're-
went.
you're
we
think-
went
you're
woke.
thinking-
We went woke.
Oh,
Here's
you're
what it really
thinking.
is. Our sisters in Christ needed a place to go that they didn't have, and God is so gracious. He is allowing us to open up our doors to some of these very vulnerable sisters, and we're able to help them in their healing process, and that is a big blessing.
Come on now. I'm the guy that's hateful. I gotta play my role, right? Let's call
Exactly.
Proverbs guys and the Shekinah glory. It's more feminine. More feminine that way.
Oh man!
All right, ladies. I'm just joking. I don't mind you guys being on the show. Just don't try to teach me nothing. It'll be okay.
and you're gonna get acquainted with Stump's sense of humor. It is like that. He is joking from the beginning, with a little bit of 10% only of seriousness.
Well, there's always some
behind
truth
it.
in every joke, right? There's some truth in it. I gotta give the enemy something to use, The next show has to be about something. Trump hates women.
Well, I guess the stump hates atheists got worn out, didn't it?
Yeah, and that
So-
kind of blew their mind when I said that sex isn't what God wanted for humankind. It really got him with that one.
Let me guys change the subject. Just so a show is about what the show is about, and mention that at the beginning of the show when I was alone, we went on Saturn, and it was lowish in the atmosphere, not super low, but relatively low, and we could see that the top. I can okay. Bye bye Uranus. Up and bye bye Matrix. Now we have here. Steven, did you take care of? I had it on cinema mode. Did you change that so you appear as well on the monitor, or is it still on cinema?
No, it's regular. It's regular.
Yeah, play with it. By the way, here's the telescope. I have it on the background on this computer.
How much does that weigh? Like the scope when you transport it? Is it pretty heavy?
160 libras.
What the heck is that? Come on. I don't know what that
I'm
is.
carrying that.
What is that? Libras.
That is part of the moon in her glory.
I'm just checking what I have on the desktop here. Maybe I have something good. My CPU is at 14 Celsius, so you can realize the temperature. No, this is the water temperature actually.
If we're gonna do this, let me do it too.
Why won't CPU? I want to see the temperature, the actual temperature. Why won't it open up? What happened? CPU ID open. Oh my god.
Can you see my desktop?
I will right now. I will
I
stop
see it.
sharing.
Yep. I see it.
This is my headquarters, and
Dude,
whenever I schedule
organized.
Stump show or Ryan's show, I just open up their folder, and I got all the information I need for them. It's all kept neat and nice.
Dude, you are very organized. I mean, seriously, I am chaos. I can't have this type of organization. I'll get like lost. I just throw things here around, and that's it. Yeah,
Stump, let's see yours.
my CPU is at 17 degrees, guys. I mean, it's gonna freeze.
You may want to bring it inside.
Oh no, it's okay. Actually, the temperature is okay. It should be like something like 50 Fahrenheit. So what did I want to do here? I wanted to
You have
show
to
you
tell us.
show you a picture of the Saturn that we pulled. Should this be okay? This should be it. Oh, this is the one with the moons. So wait a minute.
Oh my gosh, a sexist and a flat earther? Where?
He hasn't even seen me. How does he know I'm sexy? A sexist.
Are you thinking he meant sexiest?
Sexiest
That's
than
great,
the rest.
Stump the sexiest. Now that's carnal. That's Carnal Sanders all day.
Was base theory a guy or girl? I don't know.
Base theory is a young man.
Okay, well, disregard that last comment I made.
Yeah, if I were him, I would try to lure me into a debate, but with that behavior, he's not. He's pushing me further away. So no, this is an older one. Looks okay.
Oh
but
wait, Atheist Junior is in the comments now too.
So we
Atheist
are.
Junior, I just want to remind you that I will forever have on video you admitting that you are related to a potato, a strawberry, and a banana, and that helps me sleep at night. So thank you.
We are attracting them, aren't we?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's this cosmology stuff.
Anyway, well, we looked at Saturn much earlier. Somebody that wants to, they can check it out. I can't find it right now. My brain is too focused on not where I stored those pictures, because there are three different programs and they have three different directories, and I didn't change them too. And I have Jupiter inside the Venus directory, and I'm gonna get to that like in the morning, but not now. What I want to do now is, first off, to do all this. Give me a minute to cover the telescope, because it's such a shame to get all the humidity on the glass and then I have to clean it. Where is the? Here it is. Where's the cup? Cup, you little buddy.
How many pounds does that thing weigh?
I think I said 160. Wasn't it pounds? Give me a second.
You
Give me
said
a second.
Libras.
No, I thought Libras is how much he paid for it.
It probably is. I think. I think it is. I asked him how much does it weigh. Why you tell me how much you pay for it?
Full discretion, I'm a typical American, and I have no idea what Libras is.
Yeah, it sounds like money now that you mention it, but
Well,
he's confusing me by telling me that.
Libra is an animal, right? I think
A
so.
Libra, I don't know. It's Libra.
No, that's a
Oh,
lima.
I thought that was a zebra.
Zebra. Yeah. Yep. It was a hybrid we did there. Oh, that proves evolution. Atheist Junior, base theory. We agree on something.
Yep. I said it right. 160 libras.
Okay, but what is a Libra?
LBS. Make
Oh,
it to pounds.
pounds. Pounds.
Is that pounds?
You know what? Base theory called it. He said maybe Libras is how he pronounces pounds, and he was right. Yep.
Yep.
It's pretty heavy though.
That's the official, way to write it. So yeah, that's pounds. I actually didn't know that that's pounds. Yeah, because when I want to find pounds, I just go to kilograms to pounds. When I wanted libras, I just go kilogram to libras. Nothing ever told me that it's the same. So, yeah, that's the weight. But I have it on wheels, and I push it in and out. But the problem is that there is a rail that I have to get over every time. So I lift each leg of the telescope, which is 1/3 of the size, and then I have to take that out and then push the other two wheels and then bring it to the rail, and it's a little bit of a process. But instead of spending like 10,000 euros to make a whole setup for it during the end times, I'd rather carry that. I don't mind. So what I wanted to focus on is the fact that we showed Saturn much earlier, and it was red on top and blue at the bottom, and that is not artifact, a result, I should say, of a phenomenon called atmospheric dispersion. And I saved something somewhere here, which should be here. So this is what we were observing. Just as when you put a straw inside a glass of water, you see that it gets refracted. And although the straw hasn't changed, if you look at the glass from the side, you see a completely different angle. I've actually lost a very big fish that way, because it was coming by and it was very slow. There was something wrong with it. So I shot it with my spear gun outside the water. I was 100% sure that I would hit it, and I not even close. Because of that effect, when you change mediums, light refracts. So when we get out of the atmosphere, am I sharing my monitor? I am not sharing my monitor. Oh my
You're
God.
not.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for telling me. But okay, we didn't miss much.
We weren't supposed. I mean, how were we supposed to know?
Um, so this is the what we were observing at the beginning of the show. We were seeing that there were on Saturn. It was a little bit red. It had a red hue on the top and a blue hue at the bottom, and that has to do with what we just discussed, which I will not repeat again because we didn't have the image. And here it is the same effect. The object is right here, but we are actually seeing it here, and we see it in three different layers due to the refraction of the light when it enters the atmosphere. I hope we understood that.
So it's
Uh,
like a prism that changes
exactly,
exposure. Hmm.
exactly.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay, so let me get this straight.
that happens
There's
only.
not really a Saturn. There are 4 Saturns in different colors.
Okay, Stam, remind me to never take a question from that guy again.
Okay,
I'm
well,
taking him seriously, but
we'll put it on mute next time you start speaking.
all right, all right. So
Let me
this
ask
is
a question.
let me see now.
The answer is 4, Stump.
You guys both are gonna get out of the class. Come on.
No, a
Ready?
real question. Now, does this affect the moon in the same way? No, right?
Yes, yes. Only though if it is sideways in the atmosphere, like when we are on the zenith, which is on top.
Hmm.
These three lines are getting closer and closer and closer, and you don't get the effect when you are looking completely up. This is why the objects that we were recording right now, which is Uranus and Jupiter,
Sure.
are in the best position. Just a reminder, but Earth is here. Right here is noon. Like when it is noon, I will have the sun on the zenith of my sky. Okay, so on the backside is the night, and this is where Uranus is. So right now, as we are talking, and it is 1 o'clock here, it is almost on the top of the sky. It was on the top of the sky an hour ago, and Jupiter is in a very good place, but Saturn is so sideways that when the Earth turns, let's just stick with that for now. When it turns, um, this is like well, it's not twilight because it would be twilight if it was somewhere maybe there, and from the Earth's um, point of view, like now where Jupiter is, this is like um, come on, twilight zone. So when you are on the twilight, you get this effect a lot, and this effect creates a big problem. I will show you Mercury that was sideways at the time, and I took some pictures back then. These are pictures I've taken in the past at the time that I uh, cared. This is in 2012. And this is Mercury through sideways in the atmosphere. Now, that doesn't look like a planet.
No.
This one, which is zoomed here, is much a little bit closer to like looking like a planet, but still the effect is so big that it creates all these problems in your imaging. So, the reason we are discussing this, here is a star on the zenith. Here is a star at 33 degrees sideways, and here is a star at 52 degrees sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the star, another star with that problem. It gets separated in three. So the effect, the closer you go to the horizon, the bigger the dispersion becomes.
I see. Mm-hmm.
So now let's talk. Oh, let's show this.
Does that fit a flat Earth model? Somebody likes Pepsi? Oh my God.
It wasn't Pepsi, it was science.
Oh, I thought it said Pepsi in it. I couldn't tell. I had to put my screen up. That's my favorite guy.
Yep. You know, for many years, his Wikipedia was saying actor,
Yeah, I
but
believe that.
but then it changed to
Yeah,
scientist.
I'm sure he is just an actor repeating lines. Like the other guy, Bill Nye, the science guy. He's an actor, I think.
Yep. Yep. So this is how we measure stars. We assume that we are now on this position, and then 6 months later, we know that we are exactly opposing that position. That
Mhm.
position. Don't get distracted by the rest. I will get to the rest. Follow the mouse. So we are here, and we can see a star here, and then when we are here, we can see the star again, and they are saying that it moves from this picture to that picture. That is a lie. What they mean by that is that it moves so little that you cannot observe it, but you can measure it with equipment that they have. So they have exaggerated this in order to show what they mean. But this is like the stars would change, but they don't change. Nothing changes in the sky. But they are saying that the change is so little that we can actually detect it, but not an amateur. You have to be like, an actor working for NASA to be able to detect it.
Hmm.
So what they do is they do this trigonometry, and this is called the parallax. And if we know the exact distance with the sun, which is an assumption, we begin with an assumption, and we have another given, which is the astronomical distance with the sun that we have, which is also an assumption because we can't measure it. Then, with these two assumptions, we can do trigonometry and find the distance from the Earth. So let's just say that it makes sense so far. But I want to focus on something else, and that is that as we saw in the program that we explained earlier, half of this Earth here is lit, and the other one is darkness. The reason for that is that the sun is right here. So, what we've been observing right now is out here, that it's dark. I can't observe things with my telescope during the day. It has to be dark. And the closer they are to the zenith, the clearer they look. Like if I bring it here, I get atmospheric dispersion. But if you have a star and you want to measure it right here, there's no triangle that you can do with the other side. So if I can only see stars during the night, they should be around here so I don't get atmospheric dispersion. But if I do that, what happens on the other side when the sun is right in my face? How do I measure it? So the only way to have a triangle is to look deeply into the twilight zone. And we mean like so deeply, like it's daytime. You can even see it in the drawing they give people, and they don't see that. That thing right here is completely relevant. There's no second sun. Okay. So in order to do this trigonometry, you need to look through the day and day on the other side. And people just don't even ask that question. And the distance here is millions, billions of light years away. When we say billion of light years away, nope. Oh, okay. No, it's here. When we say billion of light years away, they just talked about the distance here, okay, and the same distance here, okay. Now
Mhm.
let's go on the billion light years scale. This is 1 light year. This is 10. Just 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. Not even a million. So can you imagine what the triangle is if one of your sides is this? Let me bring Venus here so we can have like some form of a triangle. Okay, like this is the one side of the triangle. One side. And the other side is how many times will I have to go up? We're still on astronomical units. Now we are on the light year. Now we are on 10 light years, 100 light years. And they are saying we just left the galaxy and we're not even on a million, 100,000 light years. So they are saying they can measure all the stars, and that proves the Big Bang. So it's all
Mhm.
a bunch of nonsense.
Well, it's a
This
house of cards. That's what it is.
this triangle is incalculable. That word, I can't even say the word. And they say they can do this measurement of a triangle that on one side it has 0.0001 billion zeros and then one. And they say that this is a legitimate calculation, which is already based on the fact that we are looking into the day. If this star wasn't here and it is on the night time, we can't measure it. We don't have a second point of measure to draw the triangle. This is complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. And people don't even think about this. They're like, "Oh man, they're using parallax, man." Well, I did trigonometry at high school. They wouldn't allow me to graduate
Wait a minute. Wait a
high,
minute.
high
How
school.
come your dumb accent sounded American? Could have sounded like anyone, but it sounded American.
Yeah, how can it sound like a French guy?
Hate
I don't.
crime.
I can't imagine.
Hate crime.
And by the way, I want to thank you for improving my English because I was very rusty.
We have a
And
question for you, Achilles.
if you go back to my first stream with you, you'll be hearing like a completely different person. But you used the anti-rust on me, and I am now back at almost my daily life in California. Go ahead.
The question for you, Achilles, is from a big crybaby. Please explain the cosmic microwave background. with your young Earth creation model.
I will show you what he means. That keyboard. Background, isn't that how what's called? How it's called? Yeah. So these are supposedly all the stars that are out there, and it is the signature of space. And the reason that you see red and blue is supposedly the Doppler effect. They are saying that anything that is blue is coming towards us, and everything that is red is going further away from us. But there are so many hundred thousands reasons why this could be like this. And one of them is that there could be clouds surrounding these places and not clouds on the other places. Second of all, we don't know if the Doppler effect happens with the light. It only happens with the sound, but we assume it happens with the light. And that is another assumption, because yes, the light is also like it's another wave, but it's moving so fast that the ways we measure light is the atomic clock, and the atomic clock uses light to measure light. You can find more about that on Ken Hovind's seminar 7. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's part A or part B, but you should watch both. So once I did my brother Darth, when I did the fundamentals that you see here, I started realizing that yes, they would lie about more things in order for me to not even doubt the basic things. So let's just say that we kept this today on Liars 101, because what you see here is not possible. The measurement is impossible. Not only due to the distance, that this here is negligible, if that's the right word, and I'm even pronouncing it right. This distance right here is nothing compared to the distance of the star. And the distance of the star is so far that this makes no sense. And if you were to measure it, it should be in your darkness, not in your light. But in order to do this, it has to be in the light side. So please try to refute that instead of bringing something new. You see that there are answers, but don't expect them all to be answered by the one who is exposing that something doesn't work. You see,
Let me. Oh,
I'm sorry, Stam. My cosmology doesn't come from faith. It comes from realizing that they're lying to me. And then I looked into why. And the reason is very simple. There is hell, and they don't want you to miss it.
amen.
So what we are doing is trying to save you from it. Go ahead, brother.
I was just trying to, as a novice that doesn't understand all this completely, these measurements. So the first measurement for this triangle is from the Earth to the Sun, and that's not a sure measurement. That's a guess, right?
Yep.
Okay, because and then the next one is from the Sun to the nearest nearby star. It says.
Yep.
Is that the one you're trying to get to make to find out
Yeah.
the third angle?
Yeah. But
The third side, rather?
how do we even know that? Since we are here to measure the star, how do we know the distance it has from the sun? To
And
get the second.
are stars the furthest things within this galaxy? Like the furthest thing is away even further than any planet? Is that right?
So far away that the biggest, like if I zoom in on a star right now and then we double the magnification, nothing changes. So if I triple, quadruple the magnification, nothing changes. If I multiply it by a factor of 10, nothing changes. A
Hmm,
star is always a dot.
that's
It,
interesting.
it is an assumption to say that they are suns.
We
And
don't. We
now
have no idea how big they are or anything, or how far away they are.
we can never make a star look like this, no matter the strength of our telescopes.
Hmm.
Never.
So they're really
They're,
unknown. They're just all we know is they're lights in the sky.
but they are saying, trust us. We know they are suns. They all come from the Big Bang, and it's all part of a big lie. Let me see if I can have it all in one.
You know what the atheists are doing wrong, guys? The ones who believe in evolution. What they're doing wrong is they need some type of canon, right? Like right now, all their scientific theories are separate. So it's kind of like what we did thousands of years ago with scrolls. And they need to catch up with time and compile all their crap together and form some sort of canon. But they don't want to do that because then it doesn't give them all the wiggle room, like with the Big Bang.
Now it's like it has a cannon full of holes. Like if you are to shoot with it, all the fire will come from the sides. And when you try to point at one hole, they are diverting your attention to another. Oh, then how? What do you say about that then? Well,
Right.
focus on one hole. Why would they lie about this? And here is the quote of the day: if you get caught lying once, then every other thing that comes out of your mouth is debatable and questionable. You should think about that. They are lying about this part. They are lying about this part. They are lying about this part.
Do you know about the ancient parable of the boy who cried wolf?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
it's universal.
Yep. Is it? That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, let me address this thing right here. I asked Aiden and what was the other guy? Atheist Junior. I hear somebody joined. I'm not even looking. I just laid back.
Well,
Should I care?
It
well,
was
Steve Hamlin.
Aiden, so I escorted him out of here. It's just
No.
Believers Night, fellas.
Yeah.
Believers are welcome on. Atheists are welcome to learn in the comment section.
Amen.
And when I mention your name, you pop up. It's like, as we say, speak of the devil. It's like he manifests.
I said it 3 times in the mirror.
I said again much earlier in this show, Aiden, that my respect for you has changed. And thank you very much for the other day. But again, we are discussing some things here, not to debate them. People should learn and they should try to refute what we are saying. So it doesn't even make sense before making the statements to start debating them before the statements are over. And because the only reason I mentioned you again has to do with the fact that I asked you a very specific question and you and Junior evaded it. Now, without you in the room, I can answer it. Philosophically, 500 years before Christ, the Big Bang Theory that was known already had been refuted. And it had been refuted by a man called Parmenides, who was the first idealist and one of my favorite philosophers. And maybe Jesus was waiting for the world to arrive to this type of thinking before he said, okay, I'm going. Because before him were the Pythagoreans. Um, I will not go into them. Anyway, um, it is a little bit late. I have to do some doggy stuff. But let me finish this. I will use my panel here ask a couple of questions, and I want you to try to make devil's advocate. But please don't try too hard. I mean, I can't do with devil's advocates, because they work for the devil. But seriously, just try to answer these fundamental questions. This is not just a result of Parmenides. It has to do with his disciple, Melissus. Parmenides gave like half of it, and then Melissus gave the responses and made it even better. So I'm just summing it up. I'm going to ask this. At the beginning, there was a dot of what? What
Well,
was in the
nothing.
dot?
Nothing was in the dot.
They are now saying it's nothing, which doesn't even make sense. But nothing was outside the dot because the dot created everything. So everything was in the dot.
Hmm.
Outside of it was nothing.
Yeah.
So did the dot have limits,
Did the
or
dot
was it
have limits?
limitless?
Hmm.
It must have limits. It's a dot. It has a limit. It has a perimeter outside of it. There is a limit separating it from the nothingness outside of it.
Wait a minute. What if the dot was a black hole?
Ah, they don't say it's a black hole. If they say it's a black hole, we're gonna re-theorize.
Okay. All
They
right.
are saying,
I was trying to play the devil, but okay. Yeah,
yeah.
I get you.
So if it had limits, what was it limiting the everything? Nothing. Nothing was outside those limits. So if you are limited by nothing, you are actually limitless. So let's just say that that wasn't actually the case, and the dot actually also had nothing. Why limit it then, if nothing was already outside? It doesn't even make sense. And it didn't make sense back in 500 BC. And I won't even go into the fact that all this matter of the universe, including all the heat of the universe, including all the mass of the universe, all existed in a dot 100,000 times smaller than a period on a page. I won't even go there.
I
I'm
don't. I don't even think. I don't even think we have to take it to the extreme of the universe. I think we could even just pinpoint it further down the road at Atheist Junior believes he's related to a potato, a strawberry, and a banana.
and he's not the only one. And it's not personal. If you believe you came from all this, then you are actually saying that. And you are actually saying that you came from a rock because that's what Earth was. It was a rock, it was molten mass
It was a smaller rock that collided with a much larger rock,
who
and
then
our rock
disappeared.
took that rock out somehow, and then our rock developed water by billions
Comets.
of years of comet.
So you guys are making me frustrated because you don't. This is one point you guys don't understand, right?
Okay.
In the
Yes, please.
beginning was a dot, and the dot was with God, and the dot was God. If you guys can't get past that, you're making me frustrated.
And there's another thing I love. What the word universe means.
Yes.
It is a Latin word, and it means one spoken verse,
Verse.
universe.
In the
So,
beginning, God created heaven and earth. Could that be it? Maybe.
or let there be light.
Or that one too. Yeah.
We live in a statement, and the statement is not over. And people must wake up to realize that instead of attacking the messengers, they should attack what the messengers are trying to expose for their own sake, not for ours.
Amen.
We were scientists too. But then we improved that science by actually doing math, doing trigonometry, doing physics, doing experiments, and that's how we arrived on the blunt reality that there has to be a God. Things just don't happen by themselves. The difference between us and the atheists is that if we find a car in the mountain, I will say, who took it there? But they will say that all the thing, oh, look what the forest did in millions and millions of years. It brought the engine and the seats and the ignition and the hood. All of them got combined together. So our friend Darth, who is in the comment section, I don't even know if he's still there. He believes in chaos,
I
and
haven't seen him in the comment section at all this evening.
isn't he? No. Oh, you mentioned what's let me check the chat.
Creationist crybaby is just
Yeah.
a big crybaby.
Oh, okay.
Christmas Crybaby is what's her name? No,
Creation
know.
is creation
just
is
the aliases,
crybaby.
the alias from Big Bad Mama, all that.
Oh, that
Uh,
might be a Big Bad Mama alias.
Yeah, it
uh,
is because he's on Ken
bli-
Hovind all the time.
Creationist is asking what made a river. I'm gonna let you guys respond to that. I will check your hilarious answer later. I gotta go to the dogs, and if you want to end the stream, I'm fine.
Yeah, I actually got
Or
to do some stuff too. I can't till
Yeah, we could just end it.
the next show.
You guys come back and check out Ryan's show in an hour.
It's an hour, right? Yeah, yeah. Things to do.
with in which we're gonna start talking about things that actually exist, like the deception of demons, and
I'm
Yes.
not
gonna,
just and not
yeah,
just trying disproving lies all the time for you.
I'm gonna try to use one of their theories. Is called plank time. I'm gonna try to leave in plank time.
Plank time, plank
Well,
time.
Stump, if you're headed out, well, okay, he is. Heart, base theory wants to talk to you just so bad. Do you have 5 minutes for the guy?
All right, sure, sure. My dog is
Base
barking
theory,
already. Can
five
you hear him?
minutes. 5 minutes. As soon as you come on, I will hit the accept button and you have 5 minutes.
I hope he doesn't bring any dark matter with him.
Dark energy.
Yeah.
Well, if base theory doesn't get, there he is. All right,
I added him first. It's okay.
there
Take
you go.
control.
Base theory. 5 minutes, but I'll tell you when to start. How's your day?
It's been decent, but not the best so far.
All right, 5 minutes, sir, starts now.
Okay, well,
Hello, brother. Hello, hello.
hey, Achilles. There's way too much to be able to get into any specifics, but I just wanted to make sure that we would be able to talk like where we could go point by point, because I really do want to talk about all the things that you brought up today.
All right.
So yeah, I just wanted to, mostly I want to talk to Proverbs guy after after this, honestly. But yeah, we definitely would have a lot to talk about. A lot of the things that you said, I really want to address. And yeah, just talk about them.
So let me ask you, by address you mean you think you can actually refute them?
Yes, absolutely.
Um, Another question is, do you have a YouTube I can check?
Yes, based theory.
Okay, good. So I just click on your username and get there.
Probably, or you could just search on YouTube based theory, either one.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, I've done lots of debates with on flat Earth, and I've got one coming up with Witsit. Yeah, I'm sure you're familiar with him.
Yep.
I've
Which
debated.
which it gets it.
Yeah, that guy.
Yep.
And I've debated on the Big Bang as well. So, but I mean, we don't have to have like a formal debate or whatever. We could just discuss it point by point. You know, because I mean I'm familiar with a lot of what you brought up, like that cold moonlight experiment.
Mhm.
I just thought, it's worth pointing out that you get the exact same results on a new moon when there's no moonlight present. Did you know that?
That completely negates the whole being seen by the light thing. If there is
E-
no moon,
Exactly. That's why, like, the actual explanation for it is that the things that cause the shade, like, radiate heat. Like, when you're underneath of them, your heat, like, rises and is trapped by the things that are causing the shade. That's why, even on a new moon, when there's no moonlight, you'll still see the same effect when you move your thermometer in the same place that you did the experiment when it was a full moon.
By the way, though, I'm talking about keeping your thermometer in the same shade, like not bringing it out to humidity. That's just stupid. Okay, I'm talking about keeping it in the
Yeah.
shade, but move it to the left so that it can be
Yes.
seen by the light, right?
I
Not
agree. So just do the exact same
No,
experiment.
it's very interesting that it is also happening with the new moon. That is
Yeah.
very very interesting.
Like, I encourage you to do it yourself. Like, mark the spots where you measure it in the shade and in the moonlight, and then wait for a new moon and do it at the exact same location with like all the same setup, and you'll get the same results.
How do you explain that then?
I just did what's
You
causing the
did
shade.
I didn't understand it though. Yeah.
Okay, so what's causing the shade is usually like a tree or like a rooftop or something that's causing the shade in the moonlight, and it's usually like you're radiating heat, you're under it, like the heat will rise from the ground and get trapped by that thing that's causing the shade. So when you do the experiment with something that's far enough away to where like it's still causing shade, but it's not anywhere close enough to be trapping any heat, then you no longer get the results of the cold moonlight.
And what do you get? Do you get a rising temperature?
No, you get basically the same temperature. I mean, it doesn't have that big of an impact.
So if I take a piece of carton or something like the cover of my telescope, and I just place it over on a bigger height,
Yes.
um, this should uh, this should happen.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but this would negate though the fact that it's trapped heat because nothing changes. I'm just over it, and I hide with my, let's say, nothing. I hide the moonlight with my head, right? The heat doesn't change, or is it my
It
body heat?
Yeah, it would be your body heat. So the way you have to
Oh,
set up the experiment is to block the moonlight far enough away to where that it's not going to be trapping any heat or radiating any heat nearby your thermometer. So like
okay,
you could set up
okay.
a
Just
screen on like set up a screen that's far enough away from so that you're not going to be anywhere near where your thermometer is, and then you
okay. I understand the logic, but if I have a thermometer right here where I am right now, and I move 1 inch closer, I don't think it detects my body heat. It's not an atomic thermometer. It's like a normal thermometer, you know?
Yeah, it's just what's causing the shade in that instance. Like if are you underneath of a tree or something like that? Like what's causing the shade from the
All
moonlight?
right. Unfortunately, 5 minutes comes and goes quickly, gentlemen, and that's 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's do that on your channel, Base Theory.
Cool. I
Nice to
just
meet you.
wanted to give like a little like
I don't think my host allowed that. I'm sorry. I'm not the one that did it. Thanks, though, Stephen. The thing is that a tree that is far away does not trap any heat for the thermometer. But, blah, 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 blah.
To be fair, he may have been referring to that tree off of Avatar. That thing looked warm. All right. Well, end of stream,
Yeah.
and you guys be sure to come back in 55 minutes for Ryan's show.
Steve, see you backstage.
All right.